Hey everyone, it's Erica here. Just wanted to hop in here and answer a question that came from somebody in the group that was so good, I wanted to share the answer. And it goes along with a little video clip from the series Lucifer. So I'll post that in the comments too in case you want to see it. But basically what's going on, if you're familiar with the show Lucifer, is that Lucifer, the main character, has these devil qualities, and he's dating this girl, Chloe, and basically what goes on is she's like discovered that he has, you know, this dark side, and she's expressing to him, well, you know, I don't think you really are that way. You're not, you know, you're not really that man. And he says, well, what if I am? You know, what if I can't change? This is who I am. Can you love me this way? Are you willing to love me the way that I am? Right. And she doesn't give a clear answer. And then he says, well, I guess I have mine. AKA, well, if you can't love me for who I am and what I need, then I gotta go. Now, I don't know what happens in the series. I don't know what progresses from this scene, but I'm just going to speak to what I saw in this scene and answer the question, which is, what should Chloe do? So the female role, like the question was, well, he's basically saying he's not going to change and he can't change. What should she do in the relationship? And yeah, so I'm going to just speak to a few things. And first and foremost, I want to call out that this is a boundary setting conversation, and it's super powerful because Lucifer is standing in his truth. And he is not willing to abandon who he is and and pretend like he's anything other than what he truly is. So as we go through this, I want you to consider that being Lucifer has its benefits, and there's some amazing qualities here that he's showing that I would like to encourage you guys to, you know, consider adopting for yourself. And then also Chloe exhibits some really strong qualities as well that would also be super helpful if you wanted to consider to adopt some of those for yourself in your relationship. So first, let's start with Lucifer. So he's basically setting a boundary, and this is a non-negotiable boundary for him. So there is a difference between request boundaries and requirement boundaries. So a request boundary is more like a suggestion. It's a request for something. It's not a non-negotiable. It's something you want or wish to have or have your partner do in your relationship, but you're not going to leave the relationship for it, right? Now we have requirement boundaries. A requirement boundary is a non-negotiable. So this means that if your partner does not honor this boundary of yours, you're gone. So where relationships start to get messy sometimes and where resentment starts to build is when requests and requirement boundaries get convoluted and intertwined, right? Like, so sometimes we end up pretending like our requests are our requirements, but in fact they're not. We won't leave the relationship. You know, we say like, oh, it's a boundary of mine and I need you to, you know, whatever, pick up your stuff around the house. But when we act like it's a non-negotiable, but it's really not, we're not going to leave the relationship. I mean, some of you might, please do if that's a non-negotiable for you. Requests and requirements are going to be different for everyone, but I just want to call out that Lucifer is setting a non-negotiable, which is a requirement boundary with Chloe. And basically what he's saying is like, look, I know who I am, and my requirement is that you love me for exactly as I am. And that is a pretty powerful statement there because it's standing in high self-worth. He is not giving up his own needs for, you know, just trying to keep the connection with her. He's staying connected with himself. And like holding on to that connection. The door is open, right? He's not saying like, he's not shutting her out or shutting her down or putting up a wall. He's simply just relaying the message of like, hey, this is really important to me. You know, I need to know that you can love me for as I am. Now, he's not saying, I'm never changing, screw you, like this is how I am. Like he's saying, he asked the question, what if I can't change? You know, what if I am that man? What if I am the devil? You know, what if I can't change? He's just posing that question, which is basically just an invitation for Chloe to look and see, like, it sounds like he's interested in change. He's willing to change. He's open to change, but he might not. He right now isn't 100% sure that he can. So she needs to also be aware of that. She can't fall in love with the potential. She can't stay in the relationship for potential. That's another fault. That's another mistake that people make, is that they see all the potential in this person. I mean, I've made this mistake plenty of times, falling for people, staying in relationships way too long, because I'm like, I see all the potential. You can totally do it. I see your whole heart. You're this amazing human. You can totally change. You can totally show up for yourself and show up for me. Meanwhile, on the other side, there is either not a willingness or not a capability, right? So that's another piece here. That's another element that I want to speak to. And this is something that Chloe actually represents, this theme of willingness and desire. So she, Lucifer says, well, can you love me this way? And shows his devil face, right? And she's like, very emotional and uncertain. She says, like, you've no idea how hard I'm trying. Like, I really want to, right? So there's this willingness there, which is so key in relationship. Like, you can, have everything else going on, but if you have everything else going on, the willingness is there. But like, if there's no willingness, if there's no desire to grow and transform and open and collaborate and connect, and meet each other's needs, if the willingness and desire isn't there, then there's really not much you can do. You can actually help your increase their willingness by loving them the way that they want to be loved. But yeah, so I just want to also clarify, like, within Chloe, now moving over to Chloe. So she, there's a willingness, like she has a desire to love him the way that he is and accept him for exactly how he is, but she may not have the capability. So that's another distinction: willingness and desire and capability. So just because your partner, again, like, say that they are willing to meet your needs and like work with you on stuff, right? But they might not be capable. There might be something else going on where they're just not ready for that yet. They're not emotionally available. They're not, sound enough in their own being, in their own truth, to be able to show up and collaborate with you in a powerful way that actually creates what you want. So yeah, so that's, those are kind of the themes. The theme is high self-worth by setting boundaries on the Lucifer side. So Lucifer's standing in high self-worth by setting that boundary. He's very crystal clear on who he is and what he needs and his requirements for being in a relationship. Like, this is who I am, and like, I'm not sure if I can change. I'm open to change. Like, there's the willingness there. We don't know, again, on the Lucifer side. I think if you skip ahead, there's probably, there is both willingness and capability to change. And same on the Chloe side. I think the willingness and the capability is both there, because I'm not sure what goes on in the series, but I'm pretty sure, sneak peek, spoiler alert, I think both willingness and capability is there on both sides, which is a really good sign that they'll be able to make something work. Again, I'm not 100% sure. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And then, yeah, settling for potential. So, Lucifer, doesn't want her to think that there's anything other, he doesn't want her to settle for the potential. Like, she sees something great in him. She doesn't think that he's that man, right? But like, he's making it very clear, like, look, this right now, this is who I am. So take it or leave it, because I need to be with somebody who can fully, wholeheartedly accept me for who I am. So Chloe's going to have to, kind of consider that. So the question, the ultimate question is, well, what should Chloe do? Right? Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody who, you may have some undesirable qualities in your book, and you're like, oh my God, trying to figure this out. Like, are they interested in transforming? Are they interested in shifting? Are they capable? Are they willing? Is there desire there? Are they even capable of it? Mentally, emotionally, physically, to meet your needs, whatever it is, right? So what should Chloe do? Well, when somebody sets a boundary, you must honor it. This is how we get out of like the change struggle, as I call it, like wanting to change your partner so that you can be happy. Like boundaries, and honoring boundaries is kind of like the way out of that. So when somebody sets a boundary, you honor it. So Chloe should honor the boundary. Okay, like this is his boundary. And she can also, she didn't give a clear answer, right? So that'll also happen. Like when you're making these requests for needs to be met or setting boundaries, your partner may need some time to like kind of think about it, right? And so, that's what Chloe can do is take a few days, like put a time limit on it, say like, hey love, I need a few days to think about this. And can we have a second, follow-up conversation once I kind of can sit with this and process it. And what Chloe should do in that processing and sitting time is tune back into herself, connect with herself. Because again, remember, connected communication is all about connecting with yourself and connecting with the other. How are you talking to yourself? How are you talking to the other person, right? So she needs to tune back in with herself, connect with herself, and ask herself, is this going to work for me? Does this serve me? Can I be with this person as they are? Is this healthy for me? So these are some of the questions that she needs to start asking is like, what is my truth here? He's shared his truth. And now what is my truth? Like, is this a boundary that that's going to be healthy for me? So boundaries are not one-sided. They're very much so a collaboration, and you can create them together. But in this instance, Lucifer he's like clear on his boundary, and it's up to Chloe to either accept or deny that boundary request. So she needs to tune in with herself and just be like, wow, like, I have no idea how long it might take him to change. Like if his behaviors or his actions or his ways of being are currently damaging for me, then I have to, create my own set of boundaries and honor my own needs and potentially leave the relationship if I can't, if it's not healthy for me to be exposed to this person. She could also say, okay, there was a little bit of a door open. He didn't say, I'm not changing. I'm not interested in changing this. I'm never changing, right? He's like, I don't know if I can change, right? So what she could do is, and again, this is a process actually in connected communication, is something called upping the desire level. So we're upping the our partner's desire to shift, transform, meet our needs. And we can do that by powerfully showing up for the other person, by loving them exactly how they want to be loved, spending time getting curious about what their needs are, and figuring out, like, how do I show up for this person in a way that's super powerful that might inspire them to want to change or to want to meet your needs or meet you in the middle some way, somehow, right? So that's, and both of those, both Chloe and Lucifer, by doing that are standing in high self-worth. And that's kind of what this practice is all about, is like cultivating that inner confidence and standing in your worth, speaking your truth, asking for what you want and need, making the communication a collaboration, and really like the ultimate piece here, the ultimate work here is to figure out how to, like in relationship, the dance between staying connected with yourself and your truth and your own needs, and also being able to be connected with that other person. So it's your, because oftentimes I see people who like are so, I kind of have this distinction called the protector and the connector, right? So the protector is somebody who's, they think their needs matter more than the other person's needs. So this is oftentimes the avoidant, kind of shut down, avoidant sort of person. And yeah, this person will like fulfill their own needs and get their own needs met, but like at the cost of connection to the other in the relationship. Now on the flip side, we have the connector. So that person is so interested in connecting with the other person that they will self-abandon, give up their own needs. And their view on needs is that the other person's needs, the relationship's needs, are more important than my needs, right? So they're completely losing themselves in their relationship in an effort to hold on to the connection, even if it's not healthy for them. So that's a piece there. So looking at like starting to consider that, like, are you the connector or the protector? Are you the person that is maybe a little bit avoidant and like focused on getting your needs met before your partner's needs? Or are you the connector? Are you like completely self-abandoning, just trying to grasp on and keep that connection and meet the other person's needs while your needs are being thrown to the wayside? So that's kind of like, and we can be a little bit of both, but those are the two polar opposites the protector is often the avoidant, and in attachment style theory, if you guys are familiar, the connector is often the anxious attachment style, right? Where they're like, closeness, I need all the closeness, right? And then the protector is like, whoa, get out of here. Like, this is too close for me. So, okay, those are a few things, but yeah, ultimately, if you want to, like, hopefully I can get this clip posted so you can see, but consider, being both Lucifer and Chloe. So, the things to look for in Lucifer are, again, high self-worth behavior, being crystal clear on who you are, what you need, and your non-negotiable boundaries. And then being able to actually say them and share them with your partner, right? Authentically and vulnerably. And then on the Chloe side, things to look for, again, are, the willingness to like show up to the conversation and have the conversation. She's not fighting with him. She's not arguing. She's not shutting down and freezing. She's not running away. She's not letting her defense mechanisms take over. She's like staying present. She's very emotional, but she's still present in the conversation. She's still showing up for Lucifer there, right? So Chloe's ability to self-regulate in a difficult conversation, that is a very key piece that is super important to bring in and adopt for yourself. And then also just, her willingness to collaborate and just, like her willingness to meet Lucifer's needs and honor his boundaries. Like that willingness and desire has to be there in relationship. Absolutely. And again, I don't know what she does after this scene, but hopefully she takes a second to connect back with herself and be like, wow, is this, he set this boundary. Is this something that's going to be healthy for me? Or do I need to honor a boundary of my own? Like, well, as long as he's, whatever it is he's doing, right? Let's say he's like, drinking too much or something. And that's really like a non-negotiable boundary for her, like being exposed to, like binge drinking or drugs or whatever it is. I don't know what Lucifer does, but yeah, like what are the things there that she's going to have to, accept about him? And are those healthy for her? her. And then that will determine what her next move is. Because I can't say like, oh, Chloe should run for the hills, or no, Chloe should stay and make it work. It's up to Chloe and it's up to you to decide, wow, okay, this is what's so in my relationship right now. And you know, what's going on? What's my partner's willingness level? What's their desire level? What, like, are they capable of meeting my needs? And yeah, connected communication is a collaboration. So it's not like a one-sided thing. This is definitely something that you want to a conversation you want to invite your partner into, and be able to, you know, self-regulate and stay out of the fight, flight, freeze, fawn defense mechanisms, and just be with each other. As difficult as these conversations are, that is going to be the key to be able to stay present and self-regulate your nervous system, and help your partner self-regulate their nervous system if they need a little help or some soothing or maybe a break while you're having these conversations. Okay, so I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I will see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday, June 8th at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is California. I'm in California. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's session with you guys. And tomorrow's session is powerful. It will show you how to kind of step into that like strong, confident Lucifer energy. Of course, without the devil, but the devil qualities. But yeah, like Lucifer does have this very authentically strong energy that is required in relationship to be able to speak your truth and honor yourself and your own boundaries, and to share vulnerably with your partner. So it's this dance between confidence and, you know, loving, open connectedness. Like we want both sides. We want the yin and the yang, right? We want the masculine energy and the feminine energy. We want the protector and the connector, the warrior and the lover, whatever distinction you want to use. But we want this balance inside of us to be able to guide us. And again, like the ultimate practice here is being able to be in relationship, hold on to yourself, stay connected with you while you're able to connect with the other person. That is what true interconnectedness looks like. That's what sustainable love looks like, that actually lasts. So yeah, okay, well, that's what I got for you today. And I will see you guys tomorrow, Tuesday at 11 a.m. And it's going to be an awesome session. I have a few tricks up my sleeve to share with you guys. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye.